Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another video lesson for the subject Empowerment Technologies. And today we will be having a continuation of discussion on the online platforms, online creation tools, platforms, and applications. So last time we had defined online platforms and online tools for visual content creation, as well as the types of visual content such as the infographics, videos, presentations, and memes. We also discussed the list of tools for enhancing the graphics of a marketing campaigns, such as for infographics, we have Creately. For videos, we have WeVideo. For presentations, we have Emaze. And for memes, we have Ingur. And today, we will focus our discussion on the survey instrument using Google Forms. So what you see in our screen is actually a Google Forms. So para makapunta po kayo sa Google Forms, you have to open your Google browser and log on to forms.google.com or docs.google.com/forms. So what are Google Forms? So it is a survey administration software that is included in the Google Docs editor's software suite along with Google Docs, Google Sheets, and Google Slides. If you still remember, itong powerful Google application is actually the version of Google for Microsoft Word, Microsoft Excel, and Microsoft PowerPoint. So this allows for collecting information from users through surveys. So the collected information can be automatically entered into a spreadsheet. So what are the features of Google Forms? The Google Forms service has undergone several updates over the years. Features include but are not limited to number one, menu search. Number two, shuffle of questions for randomized order because actually si Google Forms, teachers nowadays use Google Forms for quizzes or tests. What else? Limiting responses to to once per person. We can also shorten the URLs or the Uniform Resource Locator or the URL or web address. And also you can customize themes, automatically generating answer suggestions when creating forms, and of course an upload file option for users answering questions that require them to share content or files from their computer or Google Drive. So the upload feature is only available through Google Workspace, formerly called as G Suite. Okay, now so let's focus on this uh, web or web-based forms. So kagaya nga na binanggit ko kaganina, napakarami nyo po pwedeng gawin sa Google Forms. Aside from quizzes, you can also use this for survey. Especially kayo mga students, uh, uh, sooner magkakaroon kayo ng mga researches, and of course, sa research may mga surveys kayo na gagawin. So this tool will be a helpful one para hindi na kayo mahihirapan pa mag-manual ng pag-gather ng mga data from your resource. Now, so para makapunta po dito, of course, you have to log in first through your Google account. Make it sure that that your Google account is really working. Ayan, so kung ano po yung nakikita nyo dito sa aking baba, ay sa umpisa, ayan. So actually, this is a blank. If you want to add new form, you just click this blank or the plus icon here to start a new document or a new forms. And then makikita nyo po dito sa katabi niya is yung mga template gallery. We have assessment, exit ticket, contact information, RSVP, party, invite. And of course, napakarami pa yan. We have the personal, find a time, RSVP, party invite, t-shirt sign up, event registration, and of course, for work, we have event feedback, order form, job application, time of request, work request, and customer feedback. And of course, for education, we have the blank quiz, exit ticket, as a course evaluation worksheet, and assessment. So, napakarami pong pwede nyong paggamitan nito. Okay? And as you can see, dito po sa aking baba, yan, marami ko na po siyang beses na nagamit. Ayan. So, final exam for MIL during the time that I handle the subject. Weekly monitoring progress report for students. Ayan. I also assisted in creating online application or online enrollment for Karuhata National High School and to other schools. And of course, kahit sa mga dati pang panahon na yan, during the time that I taught college students pa sa ayan, so nandiyan din yung kanilang yung mga ginawa kong mga forms. Now, we will create a sample forms so that you will be able to understand or see how it works. So, ang gagawin ko po muna, again, kagaya ng binanggit ko kanina, you have to log in first using your Gmail account. So, in my case, I will use my DepEd Gmail. Okay, so, kasi ito ay onti pa lang yung mga nagagawa ko dito, mga forms. Tsaka paulit-ulit lang siya. Now, we will try to create a blank form. Okay, so just click the plus sign. And you will see ito na siya. Okay. Alright, so identify muna natin yung mga parts niya. So here is the title. So actually kung ano yung ilalagay natin dito, yun din yung magiging title niya. And the same din sa mga Google Docs application ay automatically nagsisave din po siya. Okay, so let's say for example, this one is for ICT Quiz 1. Ayan. So as you can see, nakita nyo naman po dito, bigla lumabas din si all changes saved in Drive. So automatically siyang mag-save. And by just clicking here, automatic din na nag-change yung name niya kung ano yung nilagay ko dito. Right? So, ano pa po yung mga parts? Here, pwede nyo pong baguhin yung theme. Yan. So, you can customize the theme. You can choose image if you want to add header. So, in my case, sige, lalagyan natin. So, I will just choose an image here related to computer. So, saan sa computer? Meron ditong, yung merong, asan na yun? Nawala siya. Okay, so let me just use this. This one. Okay, and then just click insert and then you will see, makikita na natin siya sa ating header. Ayan. And kung titignan ninyo, kung ano yung theme ng image, the rest of the content of the web page ay naging kahawig din yung kanyang kulay. Kasi syempre kino-consider natin yung color. And siya po ang automatic na nag-generate niyan. But anyway, may mga suggested color here under ng theme na yon. So let's say for example, this one, if you want that. If you want to make it darker, like that. Ayan. So in my case, ang gusto ko yung nasa umpisa lang. Ayan, yung default. Kasi nagagandahan ako sa kulay niya. And for the background color, ayan, you can change it kung ganyan, o medyo lighter, or talagang light. Ako mas gusto ko to, this one. Ayan, para medyo magkahawig sila. And if you want to change the font style, just check out kung anong gusto niyo. If you want to make it basic, parang mas yung common text na design nakikita natin. If you want it to make decorative like that. If you want it to make it formal and playful. So in my quiz, I just want the basic. Kasi parang feeling ko mas formal pa siya dun sa formal font style. Okay? And then, what else? Here is the preview. So, when you click this preview, you will be able to see the view ng itong forms na ito using different devices. Pero mamaya na natin yan kiklik. And then, for the settings, if you want to add change settings, like for example, collect emails, every time na magla-log on sila sa ibibigay mong forms online, so they have the Google form will get their emails. Ayan, so you can also restrict to users depende kung anong organization ka. So in my case kasi, Department of Education So, pwede lang siya, ma-access lang itong form na gagawin ko kung for DepEd users lang din. Okay? Pero kung ayaw mo naman, pwede naman i-uncheck yan. And if you want to limit to one response, yan. So, ayan, sabi dito, respondents will be required to sign into Google, which is yun yung dapat. Okay? And then if you want respondents can edit after submit, just check it. Or if you want the respondents can see summary charts and text responses, you can also check that. But in my case, hindi ko siya gagawin. And for the presentation naman, if you want to show their progress throughout the Google Forms as they answer, you can also do that. Ayan. So, if quiz naman ito, you can also shuffle questions order. So, dahil quiz siya, ayan. Pero kung survey lang ang gagawin nyo, survey ang inyong gagawin, do not check this shuffle question order. Kasi di ba may mga sinusunod tayo. O kaya naman for application forms. So, wag niyo na pong i-check itong shuffle. And, dito sa mga quiz tab, sabi dito, make this a quiz. So, I will just enable that. Just click it. And if you want, ayan, kung gusto nyo lang na i-turn on lock mode para kung Chromebooks lang yung mga makaka-access nito, sila lang. Pero syempre, para ma-access ninyong lahat, even smartphones, ang gamitin nyo, don't uncheck this. Okay, and then release grade, if you want to release it immediately after each submission or later after manual review. Okay, so in my case, ang ginagawa ko lagi dyan, later na lang. Okay. And then if you want the respondents can see missed questions, ayan, so depende sa inyo. So akin gusto ko makita nila yan. Yung correct answers, gusto ko makita nila yan. Pero the problem is, syempre, depende sa time. Like for example, kung sabay-sabay sa mga students magte-take ng quiz, and then mas maganda makikita nila to. Kung hindi naman sila sabay-sabay, wag na, para ma-avoid na lang yung sharing of answers. Okay, so let me just check that. And then click save. Now, we can now start with, and you can add up, for example, quiz 1. This is only an assessment for ICT lesson 1, for example. Ayan. And here, sa baba niyan, yan, makikita nyo na yung mga questions. You can add up questions. Now, if you want to classify kung anong questions nun, depende yun po sa inyo. So, ito, kinlik ko lang siya. You can just write the question here. And then, here naman is multiple choice. If you want to write or edit kung anong klaseng question siya, it can be multiple choice, check boxes, or drop down, or short answer para naman sa mga identification, for paragraph, if you want them to answer in essay form, yung mga ganyan. Or if you will require them to upload a file, ayan, so i-consider nyo po yan. Okay, so linear scale, multiple choice grid, and checkbox grid, ito na yung para sa mga surveys. Ayan, so if you will also add the date, ayan, so para manually sila ang mag-check, maglalagay, and also the time. So in our case, ang gagawin natin for the first question is a multiple choice. Okay? So let's have a first question dito. Let's see nasaan na? So let me just write a question. Ito. Okay, so ito yung ilalagay natin na tanong. So let me just write, for example, ICT stands for blank. Okay, so if you want to write an option, yan, so click na yan. So for example, this is for information and communication technology. So, syempre kailangan para magkakaroon tayo ng mga other options. So just click yung add option dito, yan, para makapag-add pa po kayo. Okay, so let's say informative collection of technology. So, paano ito nakuha? Okay? Depende sa inyo kung ilan yung options. So, kung wala information and communication tools. So, kung wari tatlo lang po yung options. So, pag tapos na, ayan. Okay. So, para naman maglagay ng this one, nakikita niyo po dito yung required. So, the students or the respondents will not be able to move forward kapag hindi po nila ito nasagutan. So, make it sure na naka-enable po si required. Okay? And then, answer key naman para maglagay tayo ng answer key, ng answer. So, you will just click kung alin po dito yung tamang sagot. So, in this case, ayan. And if you want to add points, ayan. So, let's say this is for 2 points. Now, if you just click done kapag tapos na po. Ayan. Now, if you want to add some question pa, you can just click here, add question. Depending kung anong type ng question. Or, you can just click this duplicate para at least yung required, nandoon na rin siya. Naka-set na siya ng ganyan. So, in my case, kiklik ko po siya. Okay, so let's say for example, this one naman is true or false. So, lalagay naman natin ay so, pag true or false, siyempre dalawa lang ang option. Sana yung question na nakita ko. Okay. Medyo nagaano siya screen ko. For example, this one. Okay, so this is, ayan. So, if you want just to see, since ano lang siya, no, yan. Dalawa lang yung option, so you will just write true or false. So, true or false. So, ganun at ganun lang po yung inyong paulit-ulit na gagawin. Okay, so again, this is the correct points. And if you want to add up more question, sige, add pa tayo. So, gawin naman natin siyang identification. Para ano? So, para iba-iba. So, short answer. And the question for our identification, yan. So, ilalagay natin itong ito, this one. So, ang gagawin ko is blank is, ayan, a survey administration software that is include. Mali yung inedit ko ah. Okay, so itong question sa baba pala yung dapat mo i-edit. Okay, so blank, blank. Ayan. So, it's a survey administration software that is included in Google Docs. Ayan. So, short answer type siya. Ayan. 2 ang gagawin po ninyo. Now, for the answer key, ayan. Ayan. So, just add the correct answer. So, in this case, this is Google Forms. Pwede. Ayan. So, since case sensitive siya, so depende po sa inyo, no? If you want them to allow na ang sagot ay nag-start sa small letter G like that, Google Forms. Ayan. Pero syempre dahil si Google Form naman ay particular dun sa name, okay po sa specific name siya, you will just ito lang talaga yung i-accept kong answer. Okay? So done. So we have actually 3 questions na. All right. So let's say for example, natapos niyo na yung quiz na ito. Ayan. So, let's say natapos ninyo yan, you will just click preview. Ayan, preview natin para makita ninyo. And ganito po yung makikita kapag nag-preview na kayo. So, as you can see, merong email para i-allow lahat ng participants or respondents to put their email first bago sila makapag-assign. And ayan, as you can see dito, merong progress bar. Ayan. Depende kung paano nyo siya ginawa eh. Now, let's try to answer this one. So, your answer, for example, ay lalagay natin is Google Docs. Kuwari mali. Kuwari mali yung sagot natin. And this one is kuwari false. And dito lang ang tinama natin, for example. And submit. Okay. So, as you can see, lahat ng mga hindi nila nasagutan, sabi ko nga kaganina, kapag required, hindi sila makakapag-move forward. So, in my case, ilalagay natin kunwari yung aking address as cebuchebrian@gmail.com. Okay. So, submit. Click natin si submit. And your response has been recorded. Ganun lang siya kadali. Now, kung mapapansin nyo, pag bumalik tayo sa ating Google Forms, under ng ng responses tab, meron na siyang isa. So, that means meron ng isang respondent or isang student na sumagot ng question na to. So, when you click that, ayan. So, kapag kinlik natin siya, ayan, makikita po ninyo dito, alasin na natin muna ito. Makikita nyo dito na meron na rin po siya mga na-generated na mga graphs and charts. Ayan, for insights, ito na. Diba? So, meron na siya. Siguro para mas maganda, gawin natin, a-answer pa tayo ng isa pa. Okay? You've already responded. Okay, so try nating mag-click ulit ng panibago. Okay, so dahil naka-login ako kay Cebuche Brian itong Gmail na to, nade-detect po niya. So in this case, mag-upload ako or gagamit ako ng how to do that? Ng ibang Gmail account. Okay, so let's say for example, this is, puntahan natin ulit yung Google. Ayan. Gagamitin ko yung isa kong account just for a test, para lang makita lang natin. Ito, this one, for example. Okay, so okay na, click natin ulit yung address. Does not exist. Okay, kunin natin ulit yung link. Para makita nyo lang yung different ano. Okay, view form. /view form. Okay, nadidetect pa din niya kasi ito ang Gmail ko. But anyway, you can just you will see that kapag marami ng mga respondent dito, yan, makikita nyo siya dito, specific po yan. Yan. Sample. This one, the summary. Ayan, meron na siyang, and kapag marami dito, makikita nyo kung, ayan, kagaya po nito, missed question, saan siya nagkamali, and then the scores, ayan po, makikita nyo po dyan. And then, this one, ayan, each question niya, makikita niyo po dito kung ano po yung, ayan, meron din siyang illustration na ginawa para kung ilang students ang nakatama dun sa question na yon. And look at here, false, ibig sabihin mali. Yung green color corresponds to the correct answer. And then kapag ganito naman, that means mali yung kanyang sinagot. Okay? Now, this file is also meron din siyang version na para siyang Google Sheet or tabular form para dun sa mga researches. So, you can see dito po, itong create spreadsheet. Just click it and automatically magki-create na po siya ng spreadsheet para po sa inyong gagawin. Okay, so this one, create new spreadsheet na lang tayo. Okay, and that's it. By default, syempre, dahil Google tayo, so by default, Google Docs po ang kanya. Okay, so ayan na po siya. So Google Sheets po siya na open. But anyway, if you want to make it Google, if you want to download it para ma-open nyo siya sa Microsoft file, just click this file tab and then download. And then choose Microsoft Excel. So let's click and you will see mada-download na po siya dito sa baba. Okay? Now, if you want to try other types of forms, yeah, assessment, exit ticket, contact information, same process pa din naman po siya. Okay, so I hope you learned something for today. God bless everyone and see you on the next video lesson.